boy, the last subject to wrap up this show. We got a lot of stuff, with all the trade reports regarding this team. I read a report from Pro Football Talk's Mike Florio. And according to Mike Florio of NBC Sports, no, not that one, I'm sorry. According to Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk, the Atlanta Falcons have offered the Commanders a third-round pick for Montez Sweat. Also, it was reported by Mike Florio that the Bears could be looking at Chase Young. This is really difficult for me, folks, because two legit D ends. Both of them will be free agents once the season is over. Both of them, to their credit, they have played well this season. Montez Sweat has 6.5 sacks. Chase Young has like 5. Chase Young so far has been healthy. And when Chase Young is healthy, boy, he is a difference maker. But just like Chase Young, so is Montez Sweat. I've been consistent with my position from day one. Which one should be let go? Which one should I trade if I'm Washington between Montez Sweat or Chase Young? The answer should be Chase Young has to go. And if I'm Washington, I'm keeping Montez Sweat. Because Montez Sweat, even though Chase Young has a great upside, the big concern I still have about him at the end of the day is durability. The best ability is availability. And how do I feel comfortable with Chase Young moving forward? Now, again, this is on the Commanders at the end of the day by failing to reach deals with Chase Young and Montez Sweat. Remember, the Commanders did not pick up Chase Young's 5th-year option, which was a mistake on their part because Chase Young, if he balls like this, he's on pace to have a great season this season. He's on pace to have at least 10 or 11 sacks this season. You don't have to pay him a shit ton of money. Kind of like how the Giants did with Daniel Jones. The Giants made the mistake by giving Daniel Jones all that money, right? But did they pick up his 5th-year option? No. So because last year they didn't pick up his 5th-year option, and because Daniel Jones had an improvement last season, made the playoffs, able to win a playoff game, guess what? They paid him a ton of money. And that's what you're going to have to do with Chase Young. So I think you should trade Chase Young and keep Montez Sweat because I don't trust Chase Young's durability. And I hate saying that about Chase Young because we drafted him with the 2nd overall pick in the draft back in 2020. We knew that he was a generational talent out of the Ohio State University. We knew that his rookie year, he was defensive rookie of the year. He made the Pro Bowl. He definitely played a big role for the Commanders defense. We won the NFC East division. Health-wise, we thought he was going to be on his way to the same path. You see guys like TJ Watt and Micah Parsons and Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa, some of the elite defensive players. But the thing that has cost them is durability. And you expect me to keep him given his durability history. But I'm going to let go of Montez Sweat, who Sweat and Young, they're around the same age, if I'm not mistaken. And out of 66 games in his NFL career so far, Montez Sweat has registered 34.5 sacks. I'm keeping Montez Sweat. I'm trading Chase Young. Where do I trade him? I don't know. Could it be the Seahawks? Could it be the Bears? Could it be the Steelers? I know I'm not going to get first-round picks if I trade one of them or both of them. And of course, the trade deadline is coming pretty soon on Tuesday. But if I'm Washington, I trade Chase Young. I keep Montez Sweat. And it's really tough. You got to get something in return. You got to get something in return. You're not going to get huge draft compensation. You're not going to get multiple first round picks or second round picks or anything like that. You're not going to get a king's ransom. But at least you got to get something in return because both of these guys are about to enter free agency. So I feel like if you got to pay one, if you got to pay which one a lot of money, I bet on Montez Sweat because he's durable, he's available, he gives me the same amount of production. His value, his impact to the team is just as high as Chase Young. But the durability part, that's the huge thing. So I keep Montez Sweat. And unfortunately, I move on from Chase Young and I trade him and I get a little something in return. So that with Josh Harris and Magic Johnson, we and Commanders can look forward to something new. So that's what I got to say regarding the trade reports, folks.